Look at this map of the Indian subcontinent. The two most heavily contested, volatile regions of modern India sit on opposite ends of the country, West Bengal in the east and Jammu and Kashmir in the north. The political realities and physical borders of both these regions were sculpted by a single figure, someone frequently left out of standard history textbook highlights. Dr. Syama Prasad Mukherjee didn't start his career plotting out national borders. At just 33 years old, he became the youngest Vice-Chancellor in the history of Calcutta University, dedicating his early professional life to higher education and preserving local culture. But by the 1940s, the subcontinent was hurtling toward independence, and the political fractures were turning violent. The Muslim League was pressing an absolute demand to partition the country along religious lines. Academic prestige offered no protection against the upcoming border commissions. To secure his community's future, Mukherjee left the university to organize a political resistance against the total absorption of Bengal into Pakistan. In 1946, the Muslim League demanded all of undivided Bengal be absorbed into Pakistan. Mukherjee countered, if the two-nation theory justified dividing India, Hindu-majority areas of Bengal must stay with India. He launched a movement demanding a partition within a partition. This strategy triggered a massive human migration. Millions of displaced Hindus poured over the newly drawn borders to escape persecution, carrying buckets and bundles with whatever they could salvage. Mukherjee stepped in to manage the chaos, coordinating the housing, feeding, and resettlement of these millions across a Calcutta that was rapidly becoming one of the most densely populated cities on Earth. By forcing the British and the Muslim League to accept the division of the province, Mukherjee ensured that the industrial and cultural heart of Bengal remained on the Indian side of the line. After independence, Mukherjee was brought into India's first national cabinet as Minister for Industry and Supply. But deep ideological fractures quickly opened up between him and Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. The breaking point arrived in 1950 with the Nehru-Liaquat Pact. This was a bilateral treaty intended to secure minority rights in both nations. Mukherjee argued the agreement effectively abandoned Hindus in East Pakistan to ongoing violence, leaving them without official Indian protection. Unable to reconcile his convictions with government policy, Mukherjee did something highly unusual for a newly appointed minister. He resigned, walking away from executive power entirely. He turned his attention to building an opposition. In 1951, he founded the Bharatiya Jana Sangh to provide a nationalistic alternative to the ruling Congress establishment. This exit marked the start of the first major nationalistic counterweight to the Congress Party, the direct ancestor of today's BJP. With a new platform, Mukherjee turned his attention to the northern frontier. Under Article 370, Jammu and Kashmir operated under a permit system, which essentially treated the state as a separate country. Indian citizens needed government authorization just to cross into the territory. He refused to accept this internal border. His rallying cry became legendary: Ek desh mein do vidhan, do pradhan, do nishan nahi chalenge. One country cannot have two constitutions, two prime ministers, and two flags. In May of 1953, he decided to force a legal crisis. In an act of civil disobedience, Mukherjee traveled to the Kashmir border and purposefully crossed without a permit. He was immediately arrested by the regional government of Sheikh Abdullah, a move supported by the leadership in New Delhi. On June 23, 1953, Mukherjee died while confined in a Srinagar jail under suspicious medical circumstances. Despite pleas from his family, the Nehru administration refused to launch an independent inquiry into the death. His death transformed the permit protest into a national movement, forcing the question of Kashmir's integration to the top of the Indian political agenda for the next 70 years. The 2019 abrogation of Article 370 finally mirrored the exact demand Mukherjee died for, integrating Kashmir fully into the Indian legal framework and ending the internal border he set out to cross in 1953.